If you're growing lemongrass at home in the garden, you're gonna have a lemongrass forest really quickly. On the other end, you're kind of mad at somebody, plant a ton of lemongrass in their garden and come back in 5 years and watch them freak out. Okay, you're not gonna use that. Maybe you will. What's up, team? Jet Tila here, coming at you with another episode of Ready Jet Cook, where I break down the basics of Asian flavors. And if you're an OG viewer, you're gonna know the Thai word yum translates to hot, sour, salty, sweet, savory. That's right, we're gonna take those flavors and make tom yum soup. But first, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with what I'm cooking. Let's get into this Thai specialty right now. Tom yum really embodies the magic of why people love Thai food so much. There's a specific trinity of herbs that goes into everything, and this is really the cheat code to Thai food. This is lemongrass. It's a stalk that grows out of the ground. I'm gonna show you how to cut it up in the kitchen, but this gives you an amazing citrusy experience, and the essential oil is called citronelle. Next, galangal. Now, commonly mistaken for ginger, this is not ginger at all, and you can tell because it has a waxy surface. This is what we call a rhizome, so it grows underground horizontally, and then the big shoots come up that kind of look like lemongrass, but it's got an amazing peppery, piney smell. It's gonna be a lot more dense than ginger, so you don't really eat this directly. We're gonna slice it up really thin, and it's gonna lend its flavor into our broths. What you're looking for fresh galangal, if the skin looks super dry and cracked, not fresh. This is actually perfect. Next, all right, I'm gonna break the rules a little and show you what Thai lime leaves look like. So the Thai lime leaf, it looks like two leaves stuck together. Very tough. It's a pretty coarse leaf. So again, we're not going to eat it directly unless we slice it really thin, which I'll show you in the kitchen. But we really prize it for its amazing citrus aroma. It is packed full of fragrance, and that fragrance is going to be part of that magic of tom yum soup. I'm going to show you how these all come together in the kitchen. So yum is a Thai word that translates to that perfect balance point between hot, sour, salty, sweet, savory. Think about the dishes you know, tom yum, yes, yum noodle, which is beef salad, yum salads. It's actually a Thai word. It's not just like a cheesy dad joke that my kids can't stand. So tom yum really embodies these 5 flavors. It really is a ubiquitous soup in Thailand, and I've been making this since I was a kid. As soon as I was on hot app station as a teenager, this was the dish I made more than any other dish. It was tom yum tom kha, which is that coconut chicken soup. Tom yum and tom kha are the 2 most popular soups in Thailand. Tom yum being more of that spicy red hue soup, and tom kha is that coconut milk based soup that's very creamy and super aromatic. But both soups start with the same base, these aromatics in front of me. So I'm going to start with lemongrass. Now, lemongrass can be a little daunting in the market. I'm going to teach you exactly what to do with it. So this is the root end, which is in the ground, and this is the leaf end. Find the midpoint of the root ball and cut that right there. If you're growing lemongrass at home in the garden, cut it there, and this will continue to grow and proliferate. You're gonna have a lemongrass forest really quickly. So now that we've cut the base of the lemongrass off, I want you to cut the lemongrass about 50% down from the top. So we get rid of the top and the bottom. This is the usable portion. I want you to remove any of the looser leaves because those looser leaves don't have as much flavor as that hardy core. We finally have made it to the part you're gonna cook with. For this soup, you have a few choices. You can slice thin, exposing a lot of surface area, or you can cut it into wider pieces, smash it to expose the essential oils, and then remove it later. There you go. And with these pieces, I will cut the thin slices. Lemongrass, done. Meet your new aromatic friend, galangal. Because this is a soup base, I'm not worried about peeling it. I just want to cut it into very thin slices so it can impart its aroma into the soup stock. There you go. And the third ingredient in our Thai trinity that we spoke about at the store is Thai lime leaf. For soup stock, I'm just going to tear them apart so they can give us their citrus flavor, and I'm going to reserve some for garnish. I'm going to use most of the leaves to flavor our stock, and I'm going to show you how to cut chiffonade Thai lime leaves. Place the leaves on top of each other, roll them into a tight parcel, bring your knife, and very, very, very thin slices. In Thai, we call this soy, S-O-I, and that means very, very thin strips, similar to khao soi, which is also another recipe we've got at Ready Jet Cook. All right, heat. The level of spice is always personal. My go-to is 2 Thai chilies because I think that's medium hot. But if you're sensitive, go down to 1 Thai chili or switch over to Serrano chilies. That's fine. But I'll do 2 to 3 on this one. So these are my tom yum aromatics. If you find yourself making a ton of tom yum, make a ton of this aromatics and then separate out into bags. So all you have to do is take that parcel and throw it into the water. To continue this stock, I'm going to add that to my hot water. And to get that umami chicken flavor, I'm gonna add chicken powder. But in my house, we call this chicken power because it's such a powerful seasoning and I use it in everything. This is also going to make this tom yum into a quick version of tom yum. So in our family's restaurants, we used to use a ton of chicken bones, but over the last 50 years of Thai restaurants, the truth is most restaurants now are doing this recipe with chicken powder. So I'm actually giving you some secret restaurant tips. My family opened our first restaurant in 1978, our grocery store in 1972, and back then we were the first grocery store and one of only 3 Thai restaurants. So I was lucky enough to watch kind of Thai food proliferate in America. And like all good Asian restaurant families, my restaurants and markets were my daycare, they were my summer job, they were my winter job. I literally grew up working in every position in the restaurants and the markets. All these aromatics need to infuse, so I'm gonna give it 20 to 30 minutes. All right, team, I can smell all those tom yum aromatics coming together. Let's finish up the soup. And the first thing we want is straw mushrooms. Now, these are those kind of really cool shaped mushrooms you see at the Thai restaurant. They're called straw mushrooms because they actually grow in straw beds, but when they actually pop, they look like little round spheres. In order to get that mushroom shape, you actually have to peel them. When you're at the market, make sure to find whole peeled straw mushrooms. If you don't want to use canned mushrooms, any fresh mushrooms would be delicious in this soup. So all I have to do is strain them now. So as you can see, these whole peeled mushrooms give you that really classic mushroom cap shape. Throw them right into the soup. Next is going to be the shrimp. I like tail off medium size. But if you're doing like a fancy meal and you want to go like extra jumbo or colossal shrimp, I think that would be super cool. These are going to cook fast, so I'm going to finish seasoning. Most prolific seasoning ingredient in Thai cooking is fish sauce. Fermented anchovies. This will give you a nice saltiness and a lot of umami. This chili paste is so unique in flavor. It's almost like an onion jam with a little bit of shrimp flavor. Next, it wouldn't be Thai food without acid. In Thai cooking, the only citrus we use is limes. We don't use lemons, we don't use oranges. These are known as Persian limes. They're the larger, juicier limes versus those key limes, which is the smaller ones. Before you serve this, you always want to make sure you taste and adjust. You know, the recipe is going to be great, but the fine tuning is up to you. If you need a little more salt, that's fish sauce. If you need a little more sweet and umami, that's going to be the chili paste. And if you need some sour, that's going to be the lime juice. That's pretty spot on. I'm ready to plate this. I like to garnish tom yum with 3 simple garnishes. That's cilantro, scallions, and a little bit of that Thai lime leaf. It's pretty authentic to leave the trinity pieces in. Like you can see these amazing pieces of galangal, lemongrass, and Thai lime leaf. I prefer that look, but if you're serving this soup to people who've never had it, either warn them or strain it out. I prefer you don't because I think it makes the soup look gorgeous. All right, simple garnish. Some scallions, some cilantro or coriander, and then a little bit of those Thai lime leaves. Simple, humble, yet complex in flavor. One of my favorite soups. One last note about proteins. This is shrimp, but if you have guests who don't like shrimp or allergic, change up your proteins. You could do fish. You could do any combination of proteins that works because the soup really is the soul. I want to make sure to grab a piece of mushroom and a piece of shrimp. There's that perfect bite. It's warming, it's comforting. It's got so much umami. The bright citrus notes of the lime touch against all the citrus flavors of the lemongrass. I really love this soup. It's great as a appetizer. You can serve a larger bowl as an entree. And we also throw noodles in this to make tom yum noodle soup in Thailand. Amazing. Now that you've mastered the yum, hot, sour, salty, sweet, savory, you're ready to take on Thai cooking. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you back here soon for another episode of Ready, Jet, Cook.